So President Langley from the United States of America has touched down on the west coast of Africa in Cote d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast. Oh, so what's happening here? Just recently, isn't it interesting that President Langley claimed that the Burkina Faso President Ibrahim Traore has been using up the resources of gold of Burkina Faso for his own gain, which in truth is a lie. So they are making accusations in the same way they made accusations against Gaddafi in order to overthrow him and bring him out of power. They have tried multiple assassinations to take this young man who is bringing a revolution into Africa out, just like they did our previous leaders in Nkrumah, you name it, Sankara. So many of our leaders that they have taken out. Every time one of our powers rises, they want to take them out. Why? This is a big shame. It's a big shame. And I'm so disappointed that the president of Ivory Coast will bring him to his nation. And I hope he's not plotting or trying to do anything to take out Ibrahim Traore. Because really and truly, Ibrahim Traore, in the space of only 18 months, has been able to transform his country in a magnificent way and cater to the people of his nation and show what true African leadership needs to look like. There has been presidents across Africa that have been in power for so long, 8 years, you name it, and beyond, and not even match the work this man has done in 18 months.
Ibrahim Traore is the king of Africa. You touch the Ibrahim Traore, you touch the Africa. Today and another, you speak bad the name the Ibrahim Traore because I kill you. You. Keba na yo kovolo wala danki. Never. I repeat, you today and never you speak bad the name Ibrahim Traore. Ibrahim Traore is the king, is not your friend. Your friend is Ouattara. Your friend is Paul Biya. You respect Ibrahim Traore. Is not your friend. You understand?
All Muslims pray for Ibrahim Traore. This man is a Muslim leader who is looking to change the future of Africa. And so far he's already had over 20 attempts to him. Now these same people are behind this and we all know who they are. Now these same people are behind this because they haven't succeeded with trying to him. They are now paying people and attempting to overthrow him within his own country. This is a guy who's making major changes in Africa right now and he seems to not be scared of anything but obviously Allah. It also seems that all of the media right now, they're trying to portray him as a bad person and putting out things about him that are just not true. Remember guys, in this dunya, when you're trying to do the right thing, when you're trying to actually make a change, this is what you're going to go through. The shaitan is going to come for you at all forces. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala strengthen our brother and grant him the best in this life and in the life after this. And if something happens to him, then we all know why.
You got to pay attention to your circle before they hurt you. Now this is the chief of staff to Ibrahim Traore. He was offered 25 billion CFA dollars to betray his own brother. You got to pay attention to your circle before they hurt you, man. Let's get to it. The chief of staff of the president betrayed his country for 25 billion CFA. That's around 43 million US dollars. The coup d'etat was aborted thanks to the extraordinary mobilization of the Burkina Faso people. The chief of staff admitted to having receiving 25 billion FCFA and weapons coming from France via Ouattara of the Ivory Coast. Pay attention to your circle before they hurt you. All skin folks ain't kin folks. Now we see that the Ivory Coast played a role in the attempt, of unaliving the brother and destabilizing Burkina Faso. Pay attention to your circle before they hurt you. Watch this. The same way y'all got, Sambos and traders over there on the continent of Africa, we have Sambos and traders over here in Black America too. Now this right here is Fred Hampton. He was the leader of the Chicago branch of the Black Panther Party. This Sambo right here, William O'Neill, was an FBI informant, that set up Fred Hampton to be unalive in his own home. He infiltrated the Black Panther Party, gave the blueprint of Fred Hampton's home, and the police and the FBI raided Fred Hampton's home, with his family up in there and unalived that brother, all because of this Sambo and this traitor right here. So we going through the same thing over here in America too, as y'all go through over there, you know what I'm saying, on the continent of Africa. Pay attention to your circle before they hurt you. All skin folks ain't kin folks.
Apparently Trump works for French bankers now. He's threatening to arrest Ibrahim Traore. If you all don't know who he is, he's the youngest president in the world. He's the president of Burkina Faso, and he has been wrapping up the French Empire in Africa. The French are still looting Africa through the banking system, through ownership of all the natural resources in Africa, and they've been straight looting the place. And this guy's been leading the charge to not do that shit anymore. Trying to opt this guy like he was Fidel Castro. I should tell you something. It's probably doesn't seem to be very well known in the world media, but this is one of the most significant dudes in the world right now.
Yo, why do they keep trying to kill this man? After now 20 failed assassination attempts on the president of Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore, I now know why they're calling him the most important black man on the planet. He answers the question, what would happen if Africa just thugged out, took its own resources by force, and distributed them equitably among their population without corruption? Well, he did that, and now they're mad about it. And now after just 2 years in charge, he's got a list of accomplishments that put other African leaders to shame. Dude literally stopped the export of Burkina Faso's gold to Europe. Increased productivity, taking Burkina Faso's GDP from 18.8 billion to 22.1 billion dollars. Then the dude banned French military exercises in Burkina Faso. Then he kicked out French media and French troops. Bro built new railroads, new highways. He invested in hundreds and hundreds of tractors for their farming capacity. He got brand new high quality seeds for the farmers to produce so that they can feed themselves. And he banned them weird ass British powdered wigs they be wearing in the parliament and court. He was like, no more of that. We African, and that just looks strange on y'all. And now he's spearheading the alliance of the Sahel states between Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, because these are all formerly French colonized places. They speak French, and they just decided we gonna defend and protect ourselves, create a block, and trade with each other. Holla bad. Listen, this is leadership. So yeah, France acting like a jealous ex. Now that they see the one they abused doing good, they want to intervene with force. And here's how it plays into the greater picture. Because, in case you haven't noticed, the world profits from dirt, cheap African minerals. But in Burkina Faso and the Sahel states show that, number one, we can kick out colonizers, and number two, we gonna make y'all pay fair market prices for the resources within our dirt. That means that this might start a domino effect in Africa. Some are calling it the Ibrahim effect, and it's already taken place because young folks all over the continent is calling out for more leadership like Ibrahim Traore. Low-key, us black Americans could use some more leadership like that too. African leadership and black American leadership suffered the same problem. The OG original leaders who really was about the people got killed off. Our Dr. King and Malcolm X got killed off. Their Patrice Lumumba and Thomas Sankara got killed off. And then a bunch of sellouts and greedy ass mooches and leeches have taken over and abused the people's finances and faith. And there needed to be somebody to stand on business actually for the people with brute force against the colonizer and benevolence with their own people. And that is the example that our brother is setting in Burkina Faso. This means that we could be turning over a new leaf as a people if we follow this man's example, because it's like, what is white supremacy really but an evolutionary force for those who have been subject to it to overcome? And so when you're talking about evolutionary forces, you have to ask yourself, what is this force trying to make me? And the faster you get to that end product, the faster that pressure dissolves. So like, why did Africa fall? It fell partially because of its openness, because we had a kind of like Dr. Kingian way of looking at the world, and that everybody's our brother and we want to be benevolent with folks. Well, that works with folks who have that consciousness. But if they don't have that consciousness, you have to adapt behavior necessary to meet the challenge to preserve your own life. That's what the Malcolm X's of the world were trying to teach us. But they got assassinated before they could adapt the philosophy into hard power. Some places of the continent, they did get really forceful military leaders, right? But then they went too far into the other direction and started exploiting and dominating their own people out of greed. Nah, the pendulum got to balance. You got to ride the center. You got to be Martin Luther King with your brother and Malcolm X to the other. So This brother, Ibrahim Traore, steps up and he was like, let me learn the lessons from history in order to make me effective. I got to be benevolent with my people, but I got to be effectively militaristic enough to protect the beautiful thing that I'm building. And the sooner we get there, following this cat's example, humble yourself, be man enough to say I can learn from him, then the sooner that we get to where we need to be outside of this whole white supremacy dynamic. Because I don't know about you, but I'm done with that. My name's Theo E.J. Wilson. Like, follow, and share. Tell me what you think in the comments. I love bag.